What's up, y'all? It's Cam with Solutions. Today we're gonna be talking about Monaleo and Stunna for Vegas marriage. We've seen a lot of people voicing their opinion on their marriage, and this is basically gonna be my opinion and how I feel like this could be something that is beneficial for us as a people. So if you're new to Solutions, make sure you check out some of the other content on our page. We basically talk about solutions for where we are as a people. You know, you can look at me and tell what I mean when I say our people. So, man, make sure y'all drop comments down below. The engagement really helps. Shout out to old girl at Chipotle that met my producer and asked about me. She kind of the reason why I'm back today. So, with that said, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and enjoy the video. The main thing is you got a lot of people, first of all, acknowledging that they in the entertainment industry. They're both music artists, and from what I've seen in Monaleo, she's people say sexy Sulan. I could be wrong, but I know she's like one of those Black American groups, and I feel like it's important to embrace your culture. And they kind of breaking the mold, because in my eyes, the entertainment industry we know is very demonic. And I personally am a man of God. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm the holiest person ever. I still listen to all kinds of music, but it's important to realize that, because for them to go and get married at a young age is like kind of going against the mold. It's breaking the mold and the image that they portray about our community. And I really want you to use context clues, because when I say they, I don't really want to have to go too into detail about who's been intentionally destroying our neighborhoods for centuries, but this is very important. And I see people, oh, they so young, why would they get married? Or we really have to understand how we have been destroyed. Like, yes, you can look and you can see poverty. Like I'm in the Chicagoland area. If you're not from Chicago, you may O-Block, like whatever. Everywhere has their hoods, but you really have to ask yourself, how do we get there? And what does that have to do with marriage, Cam? I'm getting to that. So we see the poverty, we see all the problems that go on in our neighborhoods, and in my eyes, the main thing is the lack of skills, the lack of hard skills. Like them, they're music artists, and they took their opportunity and ran with it. Same thing for athletes that actually become professional or get those NIL contracts that they then take and invest or scale their career, however, whichever direction they go. But in your case, getting back to skill sets, because they systematically remove the trades from our high schools, which is important, because now you got young men roaming the streets and they labeled as YNs and wearing ski masks, and it's almost like the older generation is blaming them for the problems that we all deal with, because whether you're a young YN or not, you're going to deal with it. Honestly, if you're anywhere near the Black community, or if you're associated anyway. And what Stunna and Monaleo are doing is breaking the mold, because it's bringing back the concept of marriage. And I don't know what their relationship is like, how they carry themselves too much. Like, I just know, like I say, Monaleo, she a heritage rapper. And Stunna for Vegas, being a man that's young and quote unquote high value. Nowadays, high value man is equivalent to money. To lock in with a single woman is something that we all need to take note of. And for the women to lock in with a single man is something we all need to take note of. And it's important that I place an emphasis on the men locking in with one woman, because I feel like it's more women out here that want to do better than men out here that want to do better. Now, like I say, take it back to where it all started. They systematically removed the father figure from our household. So it's not your fault that you don't know how to be masculine. Like, your only influences were either in the streets or women. So what do you expect to see in our neighborhoods? You're gonna have followers and you're gonna have feminine men, which are two types of men that you cannot build communities on. So this introduces that dynamic. Now, they not the man go and work and the woman come home and cook and clean. Like, they're rich, so it's different for them. But on the lower level, when it comes to marriages, that's essential for us to really see the change in our communities that we want to see. Like, we can go and raise $1 billion for a political campaign, but we need to be raising money for our Black-owned businesses. And for the Black-owned business owners out there, we really need to really pay attention to the market. Like, what are your competitors doing? Why aren't people coming back? What kind of reviews are they leaving? When people complain, because Lord knows black people complain, what are they saying? Don't have the girl that you got serving everybody giving them attitude back, because that negatively affects your brand. Every interaction that a customer has with your employee or team member, I say team member, it's a lot more, I don't want to say inclusive, because we're going to get to DEI in another video too. But it's all brand representation. And the brand starts at home. Because who are you coming home to? Because you could be on top of the world. You could own a drop shipping store doing 7 figures. All the young people that's got legitimate businesses, they clothing store owners, they may be content creators. You see that a lot less. That's a much smaller percentage, but they out there. We need to bring back that culture. We need to bring back strong black families, because you and your 6 figures or 7 figure company is cool and all, but when you pass down that wealth, where will you live? I know that I, working in construction project management, being assigned to a project in the city of Chicago, people are looking at me like I don't belong there just because I got locks on my head, both in the street and in the field. Even though I'm in project management, I'm not even in the field. I'm a project girl. We really have to grab a hold of that, because our community is so, oh, if it don't make money, it don't make sense. When in reality, you need a strong house structure to build on. Like, it's a reason why they had book breaking. You want to break the strong black men so everybody following everybody else. And nowadays, you see the young boy like my dad was like, NBA young boy got herpes. And these little girls, they like him knowing that he got herpes. Like, how TF do that make sense? And it's like, when you really think about it, like, that's true. Like, other races raise up their daughters and sons to fulfill their roles in marriage, whether it be the traditional household or it be a collaborative household, or it be totally skewed. Maybe the woman going crazy and the man just putting it all together. Like, whatever y'all dynamic is, that's what it needs to be. And we kind of got to get away from this whorish culture, because that's a big reason on why we are where we are. We think voting is the answer, but we neglect the economy. We neglect our family structures. Kamala could go put out a $1 million grant for every new startup, but do you know how to fulfill business? Do you understand the principles of business? Do you understand operations? Do you understand sales? Do you understand marketing? Do you understand your product or service, whatever it is that you're providing? Do you even have an idea? Do you know about connecting with suppliers? Do you understand economies of scale? Like, for us to have that conversation, we have to have home structure, because you could say, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna execute, and 10 years down the line, okay, you wealthy, but you live on your own. And now everybody, for a man, every woman is looking at you as a dollar sign. Or as a woman, most of the black men were already below you if you went to college and got a good job in the first place. So we have to collaborate grassroots. And when we talk about becoming affluent, we have to disassociate black people being wealthy and European liabilities. Like, nowadays, how can you tell if somebody got money? Because they drive a European car, because they wear European clothes, because they live in a European neighborhood, because they act like Europeans. You really have to read that. And we have to be proactive. And, hey, as y'all can see, I can sit here and articulate myself, but I can also present myself in a professional manner or in the hood. Like, I can go anywhere and fit in, basically. I'm not going to try to be like them, but it's not going to be, oh, you stick out like a sore thumb or you talk like you white. Like, there's a difference between being whitewashed and being competent, just mentally competent. So we got to bring back marriages. You got to kill that whorish culture. And like, when you get a woman, like, for all the men out there, when you get a woman that you really mess with, like, you gonna feel a difference. Like, it's gonna affect your mindset. Like, Chicago, it's a lot of animosity. Everybody know that. People that live out here and people that don't. Now, is it as bad as they make it seem on the news? Based on the area you go to. But what's the solution? We need men that are producing. To produce, you need that high value skill set. And we need women that support the men in the household. Because when the man go out and put in 12 hours, because Lord knows we finna have some 12-hour shifts, building our businesses from the ground up again, who they gonna come home to? They self? Like, you need a woman, bro. And to women, you need a man. Like, don't, that whole feminism mentality, that's really for women. It's not for us. That's not for us. We need unity. And that's what it comes down to. Like, I'm proud of them. Stunna and Monaleo, they probably ain't gonna see this job, but I'm proud of y'all. That's important. We need that. And we need strong fathers, because that's when they're gonna put the switches down, or they're gonna carry legally, or they're gonna go and start businesses and be successful. Like, that's essential. It may seem like you out here on your own for all the people that's already trying to do this, and they feel like you coming up in the wrong generation, which is all us that's on that level. That's where our head is at, wrong generation. But in reality, we can be the difference. You got to realize how the enemy, if you don't know who the enemy is, you probably need to train your algorithm. But realize the tactics. Like, step away from people that you know ain't serving you, people that you know is not good for you, which is easier said than done. But take a week to step back and focus on self-improvement. The people that love you gonna let you have that space. The people that don't, it's bad for you. They're gonna feel like, oh, you switched up, you became fake. I got multiple friends that feel like I became fake, and it's like, I ain't gonna say I know where I'm going, but I know what I'm working towards, and I know what I'm willing to do to get there. And if you're not working towards anything, I'm not gonna associate with you. Like, back when I stayed with my mom, she was like, you can't just cut people off. Or I'm like, nah, us as black people, we want to rely on politics. We need marriages. We need black-owned businesses. And we need those marriages to support these black-owned businesses. And then we won't be worrying about who's in office, because we control the black dollar in our neighborhoods. Because now you don't have to worry about Social Security, because you have a cash-flowing business. Now you don't have to worry about kicking your kids out of the house, which is a whole nother conversation, because you have assets to pass down to them, because you have a skill set to teach them that's really going to allow them to go out and be successful with inflation. Because all the old heads out there, I don't know if y'all notice, it's not the same. Like, inflation is outpacing the growth of income. And on top of that, you got a young black boy. Let's be real. They're not hiring him. You need to realize that. You know it's hard out here. Why would you make it hard on them? You need to teach them skills. Stop letting them play the game all day. Like, take them somewhere, show them something, show them a skill. Trades is the easiest example. If you don't know anything, that's a you problem. That child is bound to stay in the house with you until they 30, 40, because you didn't teach them life skills. They don't know what they're doing with their life because you didn't guide them. They didn't ask to be born. How you gonna kick somebody out at 18 and you didn't teach them anything and they didn't ask to be born? Where did that whole concept come from? Who decided, oh, we're just gonna raise up our kids and kick them out? You really gotta ask yourself, if it's two parents in the household and they actually doing something with their life, why is that the first option? And not, where are you financially, and how prepared are you to go out into this world? Not only to be a man, but to be a black man? Let's be real. To the parents out there, when you turn 18, you gotta get out, you're a part of the problem. So look in the mirror. And to all the youngins out there that's dealing with that, in the upcoming video, I'm gonna cover exactly what I'm doing as far as preparing myself as a husband, as far as preparing myself to be a property owner, as far as preparing myself to be a first community servant, second business owner, because that's the order it needs to be in for black people. You could, whatever you do, that's on you. But I don't know a business that don't get paid from people. So you need to learn how to serve. And I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what I'm doing and my parent structure, my dynamic, because that's essential to consider. And you just pick up pieces on places you relate and things that you can execute on based on your relationship with your people and where you are and whatever your skill is. Everybody got a skill. So it's kind of motivational too. You got a skill. Don't let nobody tell you stupid or you're not good enough, or don't tell yourself that. Most people may not say it, but they may hint at it. Don't tell yourself that. Just figure out what your talent is and execute on it. So with that said, like I said, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and check out some of our new videos. We got some good ones coming up for y'all. So pray y'all have a blessed week. Peace out.